I just spent days printing and welding this fairing together, and I hate it. So let's start over. One of the more uncommon things for a cafe racer is a set of fairings, and even more uncommon is a 3D printed, or what we're gonna do, a carbon fiber set of fairings. Now, cafe racers don't usually have fairings. That's not exactly the style, but this is what the people want. And what you say is what we are going to do. Now, I'm going to take all my knowledge of AutoFusion, the 7-8 months that I have been designing in AutoFusion 360, and I'm gonna take all that information and I am going to make a set of fairings. So, we'll see how this goes. All right, so step one in designing this bad boy, I need to design something that's gonna be aerodynamic. I need something that's gonna be lightweight. And most importantly, I wanna make sure it doesn't look like I strapped a garbage can on the front of this bike. Because let's be real, there are some fairings that look like that. I don't want to do an in-depth tutorial on how I made this. There's like a trillion videos that you can use to do that. I'll link some of those in the comments if you want to watch those, the ones that I use to educate myself. But I do want to give you guys 3 fundamentals that I use for everything that I do in AutoFusion 360 with the freeform tool. The first one is honestly really easy, is have a good model. Whether you 3D scan something or find something online, you need something to model this fairing around. If you don't, then you're pretty much playing a guessing game. Yeah, you can measure everything, but you're going to end up 3D printing and you're going to end up wasting a lot of filament. And then it also just helps with creating a good visual, so then you can create good aerodynamics, which we're not necessarily concerned about here, but it does help. And then also helps with mounting points for the fairing. Number 2, regularly switching from block mode and smooth mode. So for MacBook, it is Control 3 for block mode and Control 1 for smooth mode, or maybe vice versa, I don't know. Going from smooth mode to block mode really helps with creating good symmetry throughout the whole entire fairing. It's going to show you where all the bumps and all the kind of wonky places are on the fairing. The third thing is using the symmetry tool. It's just going to help you edit from one side, translates to the other side. So if I make an edit on the right side of the fairing, it automatically will do it on the left side of the fairing. So I don't have to go back and forth and mess around with it too much. It just makes things way faster, way better, way easier. After many, many hours of designing and some very questionable design choices and just kind of fumbling around the freeform tool, I think we actually have something that might work. So next up, we're going to slice it into pieces and then we're going to 3D print it. So let's print it. And now we wait. And by wait, I mean obsessively check every 10 minutes to make sure it's not failing, because apparently my wife thinks that I check on my 3D printer more than I check on her. Which I probably do. No, I don't. I'm a good husband. All right, and after only 1 or 2 catastrophic failures, we have all the parts ready to go. And now we could finally make it into one sweet, sweet looking fairing. So when I started building motorcycles, I never realized that IKEA and motorcycles would have a common ground, because making these fairings and 3D printing them and putting them together was literally like putting an IKEA piece of furniture together.
Stop! Yeah. Oh, I see. I put it together. I have to pretty much start all over.
So this is where things start getting pretty serious. Instead of using glue and sitting in the fumes of the glue, I decided to plastic weld it and sit in the fumes of the plastic burning in my nostrils. But this is where it all comes together into one piece. In all seriousness, the plastic welding really does work really well. Now, I plan on using this fairing as a template to carbon forge or carbon skin and create another fairing with it. But if you plan on moving forward with your own 3D printed fairing, I highly suggest that you weld these properly, because you don't want to end up with a fairing that flutters at high speed like a bird trying to escape. So that is not good. Reinforcement is super key. A fairing failure at 60 miles per hour, 12 pieces going flying on the freeway is just asking for instant regret. So we're going to go, well, you should go the extra mile with these extra welds to add a little bit of structure filler. All right, so here's the problem. When designing parts for motorcycles, using calipers and measuring tapes can be really difficult. Your measurements can be off by a couple of inches or millimeters, and it'll throw everything off. With the fairings, I need a fairing that actually fits perfectly. I don't want to have a bunch of wasted prints doing the fairings. But measuring complex curves by hand, yeah, that's gonna be a no for me. Luckily, I have a better way to do this. This is the Einstar Vega. It's a high precision 3D scanner that lets you scan real world objects with high precision and really great quality. I don't have to bust out the measuring tape or the calipers. I don't have to measure anything. I just have to scan, export, and then I can start designing parts. It picks up every detail, from the smallest surface imperfections to the very complex curves that make my life really difficult when designing parts. Now I can design around the exact shape of the bike. There's no weird fitment issues, there's no wasted prints, just precision. And that's why I use the Einstar Vega, because struggling with measuring tapes and calipers sucks. Big thanks to Einstar Vega for sending this out to me. If you're interested in this product, the link is in the description. Now let's get back to the build. Well, I really don't like it. I think it's ugly. I think it's weirdly shaped. I think it's bulky. I think it looks just bizarre. If you know who Cell is from Dragon Ball Z, it kind of gives me those vibes. So if you know, you know. The design just looks like what I didn't want it to be, which was a trash can on a motorcycle. And it's coming to haunt us. So I think we have to go back to the drawing board and redo this. So, time for round 2. When I first set out to design these fairings, I had a pretty clear vision in my head, but the first attempt, it just wasn't it. So I went back, I redesigned, I reprinted, and I plastic welded it all together. Is it perfect? I don't know. Do I completely love it? I do sometimes, and sometimes I just don't. But that's the beauty of creating. You keep pushing, refining, and learning. I'm not trained in Fusion 360, and I just picked up the program a couple months ago, and I didn't grow up building motorcycles or cars and only picked it up a couple years ago. And I'm not here to show you the perfect fairing. I'm here to show you what's possible, to show you that with just an idea, a 3D printer, and some determination, you can create something from nothing. You can take your vision and bring it to life, whether it's a fairing, a bracket, or an entire custom bike. I hope this video pushes you to go out and design something of your own, to take that first step, to experiment, and to build something you're proud of. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about making parts, it's about making progress.